Hey, fellow YouTubers. So I'm back out of the cold. And I did a little research on the history of Flagstaff. And it got the name from this group of, large group of Bostonians. They came through this way. First they were going to settle up in some river in Colorado. But they found out that that was already settled. So they came down here to Flagstaff. And these guys were, I think, pretty much into sheep. But they made the flag, a flagstaff. So one big pine tree, they just stripped all the branches down and took all the bark off. So it was still a tree with the roots. But they used that as their flagstaff. But then they left because there was no railroad. There just wasn't enough for them to make it. And then but around the 1870s, you had other people starting to come in here. And they boasted about a population of 200 around 1876. And I should have done my research a little bit better. But then basically the railroad came through here, and sheep herders and people with mercantile and things that would get sent all the way back to Boston started seeing, because of the railroad, they could survive here. And then shortly thereafter, you had Route 66 come right through here. And then, so that was a major fairway. The Observatory Mountain got kind of big and popular around that time. And there was a big fire, I guess, around in the 1880s that burnt down a lot of the original buildings in Old Town. So you had Old Town and New Town, because the railroad made a depot like a few miles east of Old Town. And so people went down there to set up things like to sell people working on the railroad, and to just sell people stopping on that depot. So water, food, entertainment. And that became New Town. But tourism has always been big in Flagstaff, and so tourism started getting popular, but it's always had, it started shipping a lot of timber back to the East Coast. So they had the wool from the sheep, the timber, and then you had the two major railroad companies making railroad tracks through this area, which you still have today. So there you go. Enjoy the video. Hope you like it. Talk to you guys later. When I first arrived here in Flagstaff, I went to Apache Junction, and it was like 111 degrees. And I was thinking about moving there, and I was like, what in the heck am I thinking? And I asked some woman receptionist in a hotel room, how do you get by living in this heat? And her answer was, I don't go outside. I was like, okay, I'm out of here. I think I spent one night there, and then early in the morning just packed up and just started driving north. And then I saw signs for Flagstaff and pulled off. And this would have been like mid-July. And so I came into this town of Flagstaff, and this is like the first old church I came across. There's also Our Lady of Guadalupe, which is a completely black church, all stone like this one, but all black, volcanic rock. So how cool to see this one that's really got a pinkish hue. So a lot of pink. There's Peter and Paul. And then I saw Our Lady of Guadalupe, which I've slept right next to several times in my 4Runner. That's all black. It's pretty cool. But yeah, when I saw this church and saw the old town, I was pretty much convinced that I wouldn't mind living here. Now look at this. Here's a theater company I just came across, and in college I loved acting. Maybe I could get a job acting. I would love it. Right behind me is the Weatherford, and there's supposed to be a bar on the second floor that I've heard is really cool, but I haven't seen it yet. But you can get rooms on the bottom floor. There's a really nice restaurant, and every time I walk by and I see the look on people's faces, they seem to be enjoying themselves. It was established in 1897, and then right down here you've got the Hotel Monte Vista. That's another classic old one. So it's a pretty cool old town. Orpheum, you got an old movie theater right there called the Orpheum, and you've got another movie theater right down here that's now Karma Sushi. So you used to have, I think there's a third I've seen, so I think there was at least 2 or 3 old movie theaters back from the day. But you can see it's mainly like brick buildings. Here's Charlie's Pub and Grill. Charlie's Pub and Grill. You got a lot of taverns and pubs. It's a pretty neat old place. Right there is that bench. Right there is where I did street preaching. I put Ozzy's little mat down so he could just chill on the mat, and I sat in the chair and just waited for people to walk by and tried to engage them in conversation. I should do that again. It takes a lot of nerve, though. I've watched a lot of videos of this guy going on college campuses, and man, the amount of hostility he comes across. I've eaten this place, this little Alpine pizza, right here on the patio with Ozzy. It's pretty cool. Here you got Colin's Irish Pub, right here. Colin's Irish Pub. And right there, you have the railway station. So you can actually buy tickets for Amway there. But my goodness, I've only seen an Amway come through town like once or twice the whole time I've lived here. Look at that, Macmillan bar, kitchen with a big mountain goat. And then the Motel Dubout. I don't know how to say that, some French word. Another old place. You've got a lot of really, really old hotel rooms that are still intact here. And then that's a piece of surplus. If it's outdoors, it's us. You've got so many cool little independent outdoor places instead of just, a sports chalet or, just the big chain type REI type places. You've got all these little independent outdoor camping and backpacking and snowboarding and stuff like that. It's a pretty cool little town. Come check it out. Right there on the right is a beer garden. It serves really good little craft beers. But I know it as like a really warm little summer hangout. Right next to that old church I showed you is an Indian Bible study building. And so there's a lot of American Indians here. You've got some Navajo. Yavapai is another type of American Indian here. And then over here, you can't really see it, but on the left, right over here, is a great little place for like healthy kind of natural food. And it has a dog-friendly patio. So when I first came up here and was just living out of the back of my truck, I ate there like about 3 times in 2 weeks. It's called the Aspen Deli. Really good, like soup and sandwiches. And I'm going to my little favorite bagel place, because I was going to Macy's and paying like $9 for an egg sandwich with cheese and meat, and if I got coffee, I realized I'd end up spending like $15 for a cup of coffee and an egg sandwich. So I realized right across the street was this little bagel place, and if I get a nice toasted bagel, like an everything bagel or garlic bagel, they got all different types, with cream cheese, toasted with cream cheese, it comes out to like $3.98. I'll just make my coffee at home, save myself $11.50 or something. You got a little park over here to the right. You got a good old pizza place right here on the right. Here's Biff's Bagels. Fratelli Pizza. Hey, fratelli! Fratelli Pizza! Dove vai? Como sta? So I'm just gonna do a little 3-point churn and go back to my bagel place for some breakfast. So I hope you guys are doing well out in YouTube land. Got to turn on the defrost a little bit. It's getting a little bit overcast, a little bit foggy windows. Look at this cool little picture though of dogs. This artist is really popular in town here, and all he does is pictures with dogs. And now inside this place, I'll take a few pictures of all the cool pictures of dogs that he has in the bagel place.